Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kahala Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing this word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, the elect of Israel. And Israel is you so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. And we have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. So the spirit resonates with you and you're of another nation, you will or very well may be the elect. Only the elect will receive the true doctrine, the true understanding in these times. All right. So as it says in Romans 13 and also Ephesians 5, it's high time to wake up out of sleep, roughly paraphrasing, because this is a time where we're about to see the fall of what? Good old US of A, all right, which is Babylon the Great, all right, which came out of what? It's the spirit of Babylon, okay, Sodom and Egypt. This is why they call it the daughter of Babylon, all right. So as you see on the screen, it shows here, what is that, Uncle Sam? And he wanted everything. This is the epitome of Esau, and this is what's coming to him, all right. What's coming to him is pure destruction, all right, upon America. All right, so, and you would wonder, well, why? Why the Lord won't make things better? Hey, things would not get better, all right? The vengeance will have to come upon this land because the earth is defiled, all right? The earth is defiled because it's been a lot of bloodshed of caused by what? From the wicked man, which is the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, all right? That is the so-called white man, all right? That is our adversary. You read about in Genesis 25 and you read through 27, you read into Esau and Jacob, all right? Esau being the so-called white man, that's why I said his name first. But he came out, but Jacob held his heel first, as you read in Genesis. Now, when you go on and go through the bloodline and see how the earth was given to Esau, in the hands of the wicked, Job 9 and 24. Look at the things that have been done in the world. All the fight, and fighting has been going on. But look at all the destruction. Look at the death that has started dying without even war. Constant death. All right. And you see the food. The earth is dying on its watch. All right. So, and all the things he's done to the nation of Israel to try to destroy the seed, all right, and going all the way back to that spirit in the time of the garden, when the serpent, reading about in Genesis 3, did what? He beguiled Eve. That was the spirit of Esau, which came back through the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, which we came through the spirit of Seth, who was the son of Adam. And what did we do? That spirit went through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because Jacob and Esau were twins. They were brothers. All right. But this is Esau that you see on the screen. This is the destruction that's coming upon America because he has ran the world down to nothing, okay, to death. All right. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 29. It says, 28. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord our power, the vengeance of his temple. All right. And where is the temple at today? We are the temple. All right. And we have been brought over here, okay, to what? Serve our judgment. All right. Serve our captivity, which we did. All right. You could say the Northern Kingdom, which is the so-called Native Americans and so-called Latino nations. All right. These are the ones that came and fled over here after the siege of the Northern Kingdom. But yet everything was set to a appointed time. Because what did they do? They went off and came over here and got sieged, all right? majority was put to death. All right. Now, what happened? The nation of Israel, the southern kingdom went off, and the Lord brought us over to serve our captivity under who? Under the wicked. All right. So that vengeance have to come upon, because the Esau has really went overboard on defiling the temple of the Lord, which now we're a people. Okay. The temple is within us, because what happened? The temple was destroyed again in 70 AD. But the judgment of Babylon is going to be utter destruction. All right. Babylon, aka America. All right. This is Jeremiah 50. I'm gonna jump up to verse 9. All right. It says, "For lo, I will raise thee and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." Now, what is this going into? All right, this is going into, now you got to think, this is going into the future Babylon, the modern day Babylon, and those north countries. What are we having going on now? Russia finna go and seize Ukraine. But America is supposed to be trying to put a stop to it. They said they may hold back, but the thing is, it's finna be, as they said on some of the news, it's gonna be a European war. All right, it's gonna be a lot of NATO allies that's gonna be in there. Who is the head of NATO? Who is the horde that ride upon the beast? All right. And we got Russia's gonna invade Ukraine. All right, and when they come invade Ukraine, it's gonna be someone who's gonna come and try to stop that, with some from the Europe countries. And at the same time, you have China getting ready to go into Taiwan. So it's a lot of things that's happening. In our elder here, Ariala, he goes into that. Him and Elder Rakalia Kwam, all right, in the UK, they actually go into that, going to the algorithms, all right, the World War algorithms. And this is something that I'm sure that, like you said, I didn't get to listen to all the last one, but he goes into it. It's a lot of things that's happening. And what do they want you to look at? Oh man, it is Tom Brady retiring. Let's see what's going on with the C-19. And we know that's a hoax, right? And what's about to happen? And we got Russia going into that old spirit of the old USSR spirit. Because what did the Lord say in what is that, Ezekiel 38? He said he's gonna put the hooks in his jaws and turn them back. That's in around the 4th verse. And I'm gonna go ahead and get there. So you're gonna have the lands, okay, the borders of America that's gonna be invaded upon. And people here have never experienced that. What, Pearl Harbor? That was in Hawaii, buddy. This is Ezekiel 38. I'm gonna start right, get to the point. It says, verse 4, "And I will turn thee back and put the hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers, shields, and all the handling of Persians." I'm going to go up a little further and just read it and get that understanding. It says, go up to verse 1, Ezekiel 38:1. "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them." And when you look at the land of Gog and Magog, which, you know what I'm saying, when it shows you that's up there in that Asiatic area, but like the north around the land of Russia, right? So this is talking about the modern time. So if that's the modern time, I mean the modern land is around where the Russians are at. What is the land here? The modern time, okay. This is America, but in ancient time, this would be through the spirit. This is through the spirit of what? Babylon. So these same spirits are coming upon, but different parts of the land, different parts of the world. So it says, verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Now, why are they handling these swords, bucklers, and shields? Because it's going to be war, and war is coming upon us. All right, and this is what's going to end up coming. The borders of America. You're going to have destruction, fire. All right, thermonuclear fire. What do you think the Lord has put in the minds of these leaders over the years to create these bombs that can take out the world with no problem over and over again? You think they just put them to go put them in the storage and say, you know what, we just gonna have them here just to be here. We just want to keep sight of them. No, when it starts, war starts. The Lord, as war continues, it's gonna get to a point. Someone's gonna be in that losing battle. Someone's gonna be right. Well, we finna end this, or we finna stop this particular country empire, and they're gonna shoot a missile, and it's not gonna be any ordinary missile. It's gonna have nuclear warheads. All right, the nuclear warhead is gonna have all these little missiles, like the Lord, and it's gonna bring fire, and it's gonna burn like an oven. These chemicals that they have put together, that the Lord have put in the minds of these scientists, all right, the Edomite scientists, they're going to bring forth fire that's going to burn hotter than the sun upon the earth. So what do you just think that's going to happen? All right, that's going to come upon America's shores, and it's going to be bare, just like what you're seeing on the screen. It's going to get worse, and that's what they're pointing for, coming to you, America. All right, Jeremiah 50 and verse 11. Verse 10. Okay, it says, "And Chaldeans shall be a spoil; all of that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my heritage." Because when you go into Psalms 83, they just cut us off from being a nation. And all these that live in lavishly, all these different countries, all these different nations, they live off of what? Especially coming here to America, they get grants. They live off of who? Jake. How you think they're getting these money and making their money in these these black areas? Through stores. They get grants. They don't have to pay shit. And then what happens? They come to this country, and Esau allowed them to put a store in your neighborhood, and they make money off you and live quite lavish. But they're not gonna be your neighbor. They driving right over to their side of town where they nation live, or they're gonna go over to where Esau stay. But I'll come work over here and take your money. You got to think about this. So this is what's coming upon. This is why that vengeance, all right, that we read earlier. That's why it's coming upon that voice, that vengeance. We're crying out loud. Jeremiah 50 and 28, we were saying that vengeance is coming. Because the modern day Chaldeans, okay, the warlocks and witches here in Babylon the Great, and also, like I say, these elites, the Rothschilds, all these, the Rockefellers, Oppenheimers, all these different elites, yes, they're warlocks. So verse 10, and the Chaldeans, and Chaldea shall be spoiled, and the spoil of her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and below bulls, and they have grown healthy. Look at the petrodollar when it came into play. Look at Saudi Arabia. Look at all these countries that feasted, received all these riches. America received all these riches. And it started off the backs of who? You Israelites. You niggas. Starting with the crops of cottons and things like that. You making all this money for Esau for free. For years. And years. And years. And what did he do? Now he's looking to do what? Take you all the way out. He want to cut off your lineage, your heritage. And he used other nations to do that. But he basically fucked over these other nations as well. That's why they're going to come and they're going to burn her. All right? And we'll get Isaiah 47 as well. This is verse 12. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, a desert. And the hindermost of the nations, that's going into America. America is going to be destroyed. And it's going to be nothing but dust, smoke, and eye burning here. You know when smoke and dirt get in your eyes, you ever open a grill and that smoke get in your eyes? That's all it's going to be. All right? Verse 13, because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. So a plague is going to come about, and we're seeing this plagues ramp up throughout the whole world. That's because the influence of Esau Edom has covered the whole world. All right, Job 9:24. You have to go back to that constantly because we have to keep reminding our people that the earth do not belong to you. You cannot win. What was that song on the not the Wizard of Oz, but the Wiz? You can't win. You can't win because Esau has covered the whole earth, and like I said, the Lord said in Zechariah 1, he's sore displeased at the heathen that are at ease. All right, so he's going to bring them low. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Why is it a virgin? Because it never been touched. You never in the mainland had no missiles or nothing coming from another country or coming from somewhere hidden here in America. But you've had America go in other countries and shoot missiles and go destroy their land and their people and kill their people constantly. So Esau got this coming because this is the might of the world. Okay, this is the hammer of the earth. Esau and the military might, and it's what? It is here in America where that military might sits. Okay. So back in that virgin's gonna be touched, and then we're gonna realize that virgin had a lot of lovers. It's nasty under that skirt. But let's see. It says, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. Because it's that dust, that confusion. Okay? O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So they're not going to be called tender and delicate no more. All right? I want to jump down. All right? It says, well, just keep going. It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. So the Lord is breaking down this woman, Esau, okay, this America, who's actually is been covered up and been deceiving the world, especially the nation of Israel. But the Lord is breaking it down slowly but surely. Look at today. You have now you got people that already took the jab, and now they looking at it like, man, forget that. I'm not taking another one of these. I already took one or two of them. Well, I'm gonna keep taking some more. Hey, you already in it now, baby. Might well keep going, but this is the thing that's happening. The uncovering. All right. You have these things that's happening. Like we just had Esau, the police just bust in and shoot this Jake, and they weren't even in the right house. He didn't have nothing to do with the investigation of who they were looking for. But they walked in and pow, pow, pow. You know, this is and this is gonna cause what? Insurrection against one another. It's gonna cause race wars. It's gonna cause Isaiah 19 and 2. Okay, the Egyptian against the Egyptian. All this is coming. All right. So okay, let me get back over to this. I was looking for something, but we good. Let's go on back over. All right. So it says back in Jeremiah 50. All right. Did we read that? We already read that. We was on Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 and 3, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Didn't we just talk about that in Jeremiah 50, that vengeance? All right. Let me go back to that. Jeremiah 50 and verse 28, the voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon to declare in Zion, all right, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord, our power, the vengeance of his temple. All right. That's Jeremiah 15, 29, verse 29. Call together all the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, come against it round about. So these walls or these borders that has not been touched, or the inland of America, Babylon the Great, is going to be touched. All right. And you can read about America, Isaiah 14. You can read Revelation 18, Revelation 17. What is it? 17, 1. Go to 1 and 2, jump to 16. And it's just all throughout. Okay. So it says, keep going. Salaki. Move this here. All right. It says back in verse 29 of Isaiah 50, it says, let none of them escape. All right. Because it says coming around against it round about. So nothing is going to escape. That's why we need deliverance. All right. That's why we need Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because the elect is going to be delivered at that end. Okay. Going to be scarcely saved. So them missiles coming, you're going to see the deliverance of the elect. All right. So it says, let none therefore escape, recompense her according to her work. Okay. And what is the works here in Babylon? When you just truly look at it, you had Israel over here, the northern kingdom. They came over. Esau came over here. Okay. They did what? They deceived them after Jake had got them from dying from all these different plagues and things. And then they do what? They deceived them and they start killing them off slowly. And then when they realized it, they have decimated them. Then they went to war with them. Don't get me wrong. Jake was giving them hell over here. All right. The Northern Kingdom was giving them hell. But like you say, they brought more firepower. Okay. And what? Brought the Atlantic slave trade. Brought over here through cargo slave ship, the Southern Kingdom. So a lot of rape, robbery, and murders, okay? The land is defiled here. So this is the works in the land of America. If you go back and look at the works in the land of America, look at them flooding the cities that you Jakes were staying in. They made lakes, and you have houses, graves, everything's still down there. Flooding your lands. This is killing you, not even considering you you so-called Black, Latino, Native American, not even considering us what? Full human. So yeah, they're gonna treat you like nothing, treat you like animals, which they still do. That's why y'all always hearing Jay getting gunned down left and right. And then what we do? We kill each other. That's the curses. Uh, read the curses. Okay, Deuteronomy 28. Read from all the way down, one all the way down. So let's keep going. It says, "Call together the archers against Babylon, and ye that bend the bow against them round about, let none of them thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all that she has done and do unto her. For she has been proud against the Lord and against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of the war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord." And they are going to be cut off. You read about in 2nd Ezra 13 how they're going to be scared and they're going to fight, because it's going to all go down starting in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, and that's that area of that Middle Eastern area. So when you go into these scriptures, hey, Esau is about to go down. All right, it's about to be done. All right, and what's going to happen? Because Russia ain't going to get it, because those are Edomites. Okay, the Moabites with the Chinese, they're not going to run the world. This is coming down to the end of Esau. All right, Esau at the end of the world, and Jacob at the beginning of it that follow. This is where we at. I'm going to go ahead and get this. This is 2nd Ezra. And I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac and Jacob and Esau were born of him. Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau." So Esau came out first, then Jacob had his heel. And this is symbolic of what? Coming up, verse 9. "For Esau is the end of the world." This is where we at. All right. "And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." All right. So we're at the end of Esau's kingdom. We're at the end of his power, his might, starting here, and it's going to be judgment here in Babylon the Great, which is the muscle of the world. Look at the military might. But the kingdom of heaven is coming. All right. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Waha, Rachak, Wadash. The bonus to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Yaki and pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.